So I would go out to LA each year with my dad on business trips, and I would always see these star maps on the side of the streets. And I said to my dad, "What is this?" And my dad told me, "That's where all the celebrities live." We went up to one of them, and I still remember it was this guy that was probably in his like 70s. He had a very cool hat and had like a little umbrella like on top of it that like spun around. And I went up to him and I said, "1 star map, please." I bought it and I opened it up, this huge map, and it had where all these celebrities live, from Brad Pitt to Sarah Jessica Parker to Billy Joel. And I said to myself at the time, is there a celebrity map of New York? And I asked my dad this, and he says, "No, there isn't." And I said to myself, I would like to create one. And I was going into college, and I said, maybe next summer what I'll do is I'll take in between my internships, right, on weekends and at night, I want to see if I can compile a list of where all celebrities live and hang out in New York. And let me see if I could create a map. And let's see if I could create a business, just like in LA. So I went online, and there's all these public records of where celebrities live and all real estate transactions of sales and buying. So I compiled this list of 500 celebrities and where they live. And I saw all these celebrity hangouts and where they were, and I compiled a list of where they hang out. So I had this big map. It was probably like 2 feet by 2 feet, and it was the coolest thing that I ever created. So what I did was I worked with an art designer. So on the top right-hand corner, he made an apple, right, like the big apple, and he put the price in the big apple, which was really cool. So it was $10 a map. And I said to my dad, let's go out one day and sell these maps. And I took about 1,000 maps. I had a big sign right in front of this, basically, wagon that said "Celebrity Maps sold here." And this guy came up to me and bought it. He says, "How much for a map?" I said, $10. He bought it right away. And I said, wow, this is going to be a success. So in addition to the sales that I got from the maps, I also sold advertisements on the map. I did some research on where filmings occurred throughout the city. So I did a lot of research there, and I saw Katz's Deli being a place that a lot of films have filmed. So I went into Katz's Deli, and I went up to the cashier and I said, "I have this map, a celebrity map, and I want to sell an ad so that you could advertise on the map." And he says, "Okay, go in the back." So who comes out of this door is a young kid. He's probably about 25 years old. And he says, "I am the son of the owner of Katz's Deli." And I said to myself, wow, how cool is that? I showed him the map, and I said, "I would love for you to advertise on this map of all the stars." And he said, "Yeah." He just gave me cash, and he said, "Rich, run with it." And it was so cool. So I remember like about a month later or so, after I put the ad on there, I came back and gave him a bunch of maps, and he was super excited. Another advertiser I went to was the Wax Museum in New York, the Madame Tussauds, because I knew that was a big celebrity place as well. You had all the wax figures of The Rock and of Seinfeld and, all these really hot celebrities. So I went in there, and actually, believe it or not, there was someone there that dealt with advertisements, and she said yes right away. I also did Ripley's Believe It or Not. I went into souvenir stores around the city, right? Because that's where you're probably gonna get most of your customers. So I went in, I remember there was this big store, it's called Phantom. And they had all these stores around the city. And so I went back there. They said to me, "Okay, I'll take 500 maps." And I said, wow, I made a great sale today, 500 maps. So I remember he bought it wholesale. He wanted to know the price. I gave him a good deal. He said, "Okay, I'll put them all in my like 15 stores I have around the city." And he says, "Come back in a month from now." And I also remember a really great story. This was so cool. So in Penn Station in New York City, there's a lot of, or there were at the time, tons of stores, and I wanted to sell to them. So I remember I went up to this guy that they were all wearing red shirts, collared shirts. And I went up to him in the magazine store and I said, "I would love to sell you something." He says, "Go into the shoe shine, 2 stores down," right? And there was this small shoe shine place in the middle of Penn Station. So I go back there, and there's this guy, probably about 60 years old, this big guy back there, and I told him about the maps, and he says, "I own all the stores in Penn Station." He says, "I'll take 1,000 maps." Right, so he bought it right on the spot. He just gave me cash right away. And I said, wow, that's another great sale. It was just such a cool experience, so awesome, having my own business in, freshman year of college, going back, and it was just so awesome.